Hello students, Java Programming Academic Year 2020-21, Second BTech Semester 2, Regulation R19, JNTK Kakinada. Coming to Unit 2, in this Unit 2 Java Programming, there are two chapters. Chapter 1, Classes and Objects. Chapter 2, Methods in Java. In the previous two videos of Unit 2, we covered the first chapter, Classes and Objects. And these are the topics to be covered from the chapter 2 of Unit 2 Methods. Today we are going to discuss about introducing methods in classes, defining methods as a members of a class, and sometimes these methods returns values. First one, introduction to methods. And generally classes in Java classes consists of members, and that members are of two types here. And first one we considered as instance variables, and second member of a class as methods. And in Java, for these methods, it has given a wide exposure, and these methods in Java classes has its own power to use and some flexibility of accessing as members of class. Coming to here, the general form of a method, like this is the general form of a method. A method definition, this method definition starts with a type of a method followed by method name, and for this method sometimes parameter list, and scope of the method and body of the method. And this is the way of syntax or a form to be used for creating methods of classes in Java. Here, type specifies the type of data returned by the method. Sometimes this method or methods may return some value, and what type of data value is returned by the method we have to specify as a type in the definition of the method. And this can be a valid type. This can be a valid type of basic data types like int, float, char, like that, double. And including class type also. When we sometimes maybe return class object as a value, then the method return type should be class type that we create. If method does not return a value, simply we define the return type of a method as void. Clear? Coming to using this general form of a method, how to create a method of a class. See, with this experience, and we are ready to create a method of a class in Java. So here I am specifying void as a type of method, and here displays the method name, and in parenthesis of this method definition, and there is no parameters here, and simply keep it empty and create some scope, and you can body of the method, body of the method here, body of the method. So wrongly spelled here, don't worry, body of the method. So this is the way of defining a method using this general form of a method. Here also the same example. So void is a type of method called sum, but here it has some parameter list here, and we will come to this in the next slide. And scope of this sum method is like this here, and it has some body of method. Okay, now coming to parameter list. Coming to parameter list, it is a sequence of type and identifier pairs separated by commas. Example, and you can see if you observe here, this is a parameter list of a sum method. And here it is nothing but this parameter list is a sequence of type, sequence of type and identifier, sequence of type and identifier. So it is a type in here, and followed by x is an identifier, and int is a type, and y is an identifier. And this sequence of this type and identifier pair separated by a comma as like this. So this we considered as a parameter list for a method. Okay, what are parameters means actually? Parameters are essentially variables. Parameters are essentially variables, and we are very familiar with function topic in C and C++, where in Java these functions we call here as methods, and these methods have the same type of properties like the function has in C and C++ languages. And here these parameters are represent as variables of the method that receive the value of the arguments passed to a method when it is called. Usually these methods we can call when they are required to execute on a class data, and we know from the previous videos class is a collection of these data as an instance variables and code as methods in class. So this data is nothing but an instance variables that holds the data to be processed, and method is a member of class that consists of instructions to act on data, that is code. So code nothing but a function, and code of instructions we design in method as method in class. So here when we call these methods, sometimes it may require parameters to be passed, nothing but arguments to be passed, so that variables, and these variables receives the values, parameters nothing but arguments that receives values when the method is called. And we'll see this process clearly in the next topics. If a method has no parameters, if a method has no parameters, then the parameter list will be empty. And you can see this type of representation here in this example method. Here it is, some method having return type was void, and there is no parameters to be passed for this method when it is called. So here this parameter list is completely empty. So here it is completely empty. Understood? Next one, coming to another important property about methods, methods that have a return type other than void. Sometimes it may return a value to the calling routine, and it has some representation of form to be used, that is called return statement. And return is a keyword and followed by some value or a variable, and this return statement simply returns the value of this variable to the calling routine. Whoever call this method, they receive some value written by this return statement of the method. Here, for this example statement, return statement, so size is a variable which holds some value. That value is returned by this method. And coming to the example to be understand clearly, here this example method here, int is a type of return type of a method, and sum is a method name, and it expects two parameters like int x and int y when it is called. When it is called, we need to pass these two integer values, that is required and it is mandatory for this. So that is the definition clearly saying about this sum method. When we call this sum method, we should pass two integer values as a parameters to this function or a method, the same as functions in C. And coming to the body of the method, and body of the method here maybe, and the last statement should be this one. For this method type not void, other than void, and that type of method should have last statement as return statement, and this return statement should return int value only, and it should return int value. Why? Because the type of this return type of this method is int, as we given specified in the definition, and should link to this two things here, that return statement should return only int value. Understood? This is the rules and regulations about the method going to define in class as a member. And coming to the next one, defining methods. And with this knowledge, we can define a method in class of Java language. Most of the times, you will use methods to access the instance variables defined by class. Generally, what is the purpose of defining method in class of Java programs? So that is mainly that methods can access the instance variables, nothing but data of a class, to access those variables and perform something. As I told you in the previous slide, class contains code along with data, and data is nothing but instance variables, and code we design as a methods in the class. And coming to this one, in fact, methods define the interface to most classes. Why? Because this interface is nothing but, and these methods generally represents the class behavior, how, what actually this process of class going, and some that methods gives the action applying on a particular object using object. See here, to understand this one, let's begin by adding a method to box class that are already familiar with us in previous concepts, box class. And now we are going to create one method of this box class, See, come to here. Class keyword followed by box. So box is a class name. Now we created one box class. For this box, I have a data like width, height, and depth. And these variables, instance variables, defined as double data type. Okay. Now coming to calculate the volume of box, I need a operation on this data. So I need a method. That method should calculate the volume of the box. So to calculate the volume of a box, I have a formula like this one. Width multiplied with height and multiplied with depth. A multiply of these three data of a box gives the volume of a box, right? So that's why, so I have defined one method called volume, and the type of the method here it is void and no parameters, and this gives the method definition, and it has some scope. Inside this scope I have two statements, system.out.println volume of the box is, it displays the simple statement on the screen, and the next system.out.println I am calculating the volume by multiplying the instance variables of box class width, height, and depth. So my task is over. So I have defined box class with one method called volume. This is the method, and this is the way of defining method inside class of Java programs. Coming to main class. So that is box class, and coming to this one is a main class. And in this main class, and why we are calling this as a main class? In which class the main function is defined, that class is called as main class. And inside main only you have to write your logical steps of your program. So logical statement all should be defined, or your execution starts with this main function of the main class. And here for that box class I have created one object, my box, and I have created memory for this object using new operator by calling constructor. So this statement is valid and you all familiar with this representation. Coming to assign values to my box instance variables. Here my box is an object of a box class, then it can allow to access any data defined instance variable defined in the class. So here these variables can be accessed through this my class my box class object, and we can initialize these values to these instance variables of box class. And later inside of this box class there is a method called volume. There is a method called volume. So how to call this volume method? So how to call this volume method of a class? So here my box is an object of box class, and using this dot operator, we can call the method of a class through the object of the class. And simply it calls this volume method and executes these two statements. These two statements displays the volume of the class. So here this method displays the volume of the box. Understood? So as when it executes, the output of this program is like this. Got it? Now coming to returning a value, and we know that a method of a class may sometimes return a value based on the return type of the method. A better way to implement volume is to have it compute the volume of the box and return the result to the caller. In the previous box class we defined volume method. It just calculation and displaying the volume, but the better way of implementation is the function should return a value, and that return a value should be the volume of the box. So here, see here, this example, the same, the modified version of the same box class and the data and compute and return volume using method. So here volume method, I have given return type as double here because it returns something value, volume of the box. The volume calculation based on these three values, width, height and depth, and these data type variables of type double. So 100% the volume of the box should be result in double data type. So that's why I have given the method volume return type as double and simply given a return statement here as return width multiplied with height multiplied with depth. So here is this one is return statement. Whenever object of this class calls this volume method and it simply returns the calculation of these multiplication of these values and simply returns the volume of the box. Clear? Coming to the changes here, the same way here we can define object of my box class. My box is an object now, and here same assigning a value, initializing these instance variables of box class using my box object, and all these are valid statement. Now coming to previous example, just we have written like this, my box. Okay, now coming to here, how to call this volume method using my box object of box class using dot operator like this. And as we know that this volume method of this box class just simply returns the volume of the box by calculating this in statement. And here this calling to this volume method of the class, it simply returns some volume of the box as a double return value. Why? Because the here volume method return type as double, it returns something double value. So to hold the return value of this method calling, we need a double variable. So that's why here I have defined one double variable called volume. So that was equal to myBox.volume. So whenever this method calling returns a value, that will be loaded into this volume variable. Simply I am displaying this volume variable by using system.out.println. So this is something variation of this defining method. So today we saying these topics, what is method, how it is defined, and how it defined as a method of a class, member of a class, and how to maintain a return type of a method in class. And there are two important things to understand about returning values when we are making or defining a method as a return method or returning a value. So these two important things to be keep in mind. The first one is the type of data returned by a method must be compatible with return type specified by the method. Return type specified by the method. That it means in the previous example, and we defined this volume method return type as double, and it should return double only, not int or cat like that. If you design this return statement for integer return, and it gives completely compile error there. So that is should be checked. The type of data returned by a method must be compatible with the return type specified by the method. For example, if the return type of some method is boolean, and you should not return any integer, and you should return only boolean type. The second condition is, second important thing is, the variable receiving the value returned by a method such as volume in the previous example, and must also be compatible with the return type specified for the method. Here, so this volume method returns double value, and to hold this return value, this variable should also a double. That is the thing that the things we defined here. So these two conditions should be met when we are designing a method with a return value. A call to volume could have been used in println statement directly, and no need of doing like this, and you can also directly specify here in the system.out.println. You can also directly call this statement and it simply displays like this. So system.out.println volume is myBox.volume. You can write directly here, and this statement returns a volume of the box as a double value, and that double value, it cannot hold by any other double value, it simply displays on the screen. Got it? Next one, adding a method that takes parameters. And we now up to define methods with parameters, without parameters, and here parameters also allow a method to be generalized, that is parameterized method can operate on variety of data to be used in number of slightly different situations. See here, take the same box class to understand better, and I have data instance variables like width, height and depth, and have a double method here, volume, and it simply returns the volume by calculating the multiplying of these three values, and as we did the same in the previous example. But here, to set these values in the previous program, we have taken this part into main function or main class. But there is another alternative for us. These initialization of these variables inside the box class like this, we can define one method for initializing these values. This is set dimensions of a box as one method, and the return type of this method is void, and it is not a method with 0 parameters, but it is a method with 3 parameters, and these 3 parameters should be required to pass when we call this method, and these values are initialized to the instance variables like this, right? And this is the method to be initialize these instance variables of the class, and here this set dimension is a method of parameterized type, right? And when we are calling this method, for example in the main, we are calling and we have a box object like myBox object, myBox, myBox is an object of box class, and we can call this method set dimension, and here it required to pass three values, because set dimension is a method, it requires to pass three arguments or three double values. You can pass something values like this, and these values are copied into this formal. These are called actual values, and you know the concepts well in functions, and these actual values are copied into this formal values, and these instance variables are initialized with these values, right? So this is something about the method defining inside class, and these are the references we covered to collect the content for this video. Thank you.